So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how we build review funnels and just funnels in generally. Our software of choice now is called Typeform, which enables us to do these kind of, call it dynamic contact forms. And we can do a lot of automations and integrations that help us capture information. Our goal with these inserts is ultimately just to grab either the customer's email and or the customer's address. So one of those two things. With that information, we can follow up with other promotions. We can use them for launches. We can retarget them with Facebook ads, especially if we integrate a pixel onto these landing pages. And then we can also set up these flows to email them off of the Amazon platform to try to instigate feedback for our products. So what I'm going to do on this one is just take kind of an easier example here, which is just this install video. We're basically going to create a funnel where somebody had this install video insert, they actually scan the QR code or they went up to this URL here, which is going to redirect them to this Typeform landing page that we're going to create, where they're going to try to capture their name and their email. And we're going to set up one of two different scenarios for example purposes. One is where we just provide the actual link to the video at the end of this particular flow. The other one is where we'll actually email them a link to the flow, and we can set that up in Klaviyo in addition to Typeform. So I'm going to go back here to Typeform and actually just log in. I'll actually log into my Heist account. You probably would have seen some of these flows before if you've kind of responded to any of the ones that I've kind of done for my YouTube video. So let's just go to new Typeform here. Honestly, generally I like to just start them from scratch. It tends to be a little bit easier to do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and click start from scratch. It's going to pull it up here. And I'm just going to name this the Birdie install video insert funnel. I'm going to just say lead gen form here. One thing we can do just to start is to kind of make it the vibe of our brand. So let's add a new theme here. Font, we can do Montserrat. Background, let's go ahead and murder this out and make it dark. Let's make the buttons kind of more yellow. Then we can save that as a new template. So the first thing I like to do is actually just replace the image. And typically, honestly, I'll just take like the actual insert card just so it makes them know that they've landed in the right spot. So I'll go ahead and download that. Then we can come in here and change the image or video and then literally just drag that sucker there. I would tweak that to get it actually aligned in a real example, but we'll just kind of keep going here. So I'll just say thanks for stopping by. What's your first name? And then instead of multiple choice, we'll actually have this be, we'll just have that be a short text. Then we can go ahead and add a new question. We'll just ask for the email on this one. So if I'm actually going to send this in an automated way, what I basically just say is what's the best email to send you the install video. So that's what I'll actually use when we go to the Klaviyo automation. But in this first example, I'm just going to show an example of us just providing the link to the video at the end. So I'll basically just say what's the best email. And then I can basically just do an end card at this point. Awesome, thanks. Click below for a link to the install video. Hope you're cranking birdies during your next round. And then we can basically just copy in, the video here, right? And that's it. And then we basically have their information. Now, what I could do if I wanted to actually compile this to ensure that we're actually capturing the customer's information here is I could go to this connect section here. So what we want to do to connect this and basically auto-populate emails and the information that's snagged as part of this funnel is we could go here to Google Sheets and we just hit connect. Then you basically choose the account that you want to select. It's going to ask for you to authorize it and then you just hit allow. And then you can either create a new sheet from scratch or you could actually use an existing one. So I'm going to go ahead and use existing. And then you just copy the spreadsheet in here. So I've actually created a one here called Birdie Insert Card Leads. I'll just copy that Google Sheet, copy that into that, hit Connect Sheet, and then you just activate the integration and boom, you are done. So if we go back to this Create tab, we've kind of got it wrapped. We can basically just go up here to Publish like this. Now here's the cool thing. We've got this link here that we can either forward from that URL that we've got here. The other cool thing is you can actually take a QR code here. So this is the actual QR code that we would want to copy onto our actual insert card that would be used in production. So we could download that here and that's actually what you could use in the card. But let's just kind of go through this thing for fun and pretend we're a customer so you can see how it looks when it populates the sheet here. So we just enter that URL. And again, somebody would either come through scanning the QR code or entering that URL that's on the insert card. I'm just going to enter my name here, adam@fbablueprint.com. That's not my email, so don't email me there. And then boom, you see this message, and then this would be basically a link to the actual video, and we're done. So if I come back here to the Google Sheet, you'll see that they automatically created this new tab specifically for this funnel, which is the Birdie Install Video Insert funnel. So if I click on that, boom, I've got now their name, I've got the email address, I've got when they submitted, and then a token for this. So I can now cultivate these emails, and whenever I'm doing a launch or want to send promotional emails, now I've got this additional contact information. You could also manually follow up with them and say like a week if you wanted to, and just say, hey, hope you're really liking the push cart. Let us know if you have any questions. If you're able to spend a couple minutes and drop some feedback for us on Amazon, would love that. You can manually send those emails if you'd like to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up how we do this funnel doing an automated email approach so you can see what that looks like. So if I come back here to this dashboard, you can actually see the number of responses, which is kind of cool to track that over time. But if you want to create a new funnel for a future insert card, or you want to do a riff off of this one, all you basically need to do is come in here, go duplicate, and then you basically have almost the same thing kind of pre-set up. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to actually rename this one automated to Klaviyo, just so you have that. Continue. So we basically want everything else to be the same, except here on this one, we just say, what's the best email to send you the install video? So that's one kind of adjustment. And then after they submit that, since we're actually not going to leave the link here, we'll basically just say, awesome, thanks. Check your email for a copy of the install video. Check your promotions or spam folder if you don't see it in your inbox. So I basically say that there. Go ahead and publish this one again. Since this would be a different QR code, we would basically do it that way. Then basically what I need to do is I'm going to log into Klaviyo. There might be ways to do this with other email providers if you want to do some research on it, but this is the one that I use, so I'm just going to use Klaviyo as an example. So from here, basically what we want to do is go to this list and segment section here. We're going to go to create a list or segment. In our case, we're actually creating a list, and we'll just name this one Birdie Install Video Insert List. Go to create the list. And then we're basically done on this one. We can go to the settings section here real quick. I typically like to do a single opt-in so it's not a huge pain in the ass for customers. And then this is the list ID here, which is this very specific number. So we've got that kind of list. The next thing that we need to do is go to automate.io. And again, sorry, it's a pain in the butt to do all this web stuff, but it is what it is. They never make it easy on us. But this is a way to kind of sync both Typeform together with the email service. So I'm going to go ahead and create a bot using automate.io. It's going to trigger from Typeform. And then we're going to do a new form entry here. And then we're going to select the form. So this is the one that's automated via Klaviyo. So we're going to select that form. Submission date, first name, and then email is going to be included. And then we're actually going to connect it to Klaviyo. And then we're going to add or update a subscriber to a list. And then we see here it's got the Birdie list right there. So it's got the email. That's what we want. We want to add the first name, which is going to be the first name section here. And then on the email, we just select this one from the form, and then we're good. We hit save. We want to turn the bot on, and then we can test using live data. So let's go back to this sucker. It's public. Let's copy that link, and let's go ahead and go through the flow and see if we can't trigger it. So this is going to be Adam again. Adam at FBABlueprint.com. Boom. Great, and then it sends us this message. So we've tested it. Let's see if Automate. It's going to see it's testing it. Boom, and we just confirm that this automation works. So we're good to go. It's synced up both of them. Now here's what's really cool. We're going to go back into Klaviyo, and we're actually going to go to this flows. And this is where we're going to set this up once, and we never have to worry about it again, which is what I really like about this automation. So we've got one here that I've created before, but we're going to go ahead and create a new flow. We're going to create from scratch. This is going to be the Birdie Install Video Insert Email Automation. We don't need to do a tag on it. Create the flow. So here's how we're going to trigger this thing. We're basically going to say anytime somebody's added to a list, we're going to select this Birdie Insert list, hit done. So anytime somebody subscribes to that Birdie Install Video Insert, that's what's going to trigger this flow. We basically want to send them an email. drag that over here. And then this is where we can basically configure this content if we want. So we can have it be like super HTML and nice, or we could just do like text only. Generally speaking, I like to keep these ones simple and just do text only. So here's what I could say. So it's gonna say, hey, first name, here's the Birdie golf push cart install video. And then I would just basically put www.birdie, and then we'll anyway have that there. And then I'll just say here, don't worry, we won't tell anyone you needed instructions. And then I'll do a smiley face. And then I like to kind of personalize this and just say Adam, founder of Birdie. And then that's basically it. We could save that content. Then what you're going to want to do is actually, instead of this be draft, you want to make this live. So let's go ahead and make that live. And this is going to basically trigger automatically. So as soon as somebody gets added to that list, which basically means that they've gone through the Typeform, it's going to trigger this email automatically. So this customer, as soon as they're done in Typeform, if they go to their inbox, they would have received this email. Now here's an optional thing that you can do. Again, since you've now captured the customer's email, you're off of Amazon's platform, you can also send something after the fact to try to get a review. I still don't like to violate terms of service here. I don't like to say give a positive review. I don't like to incent it, do anything like that. I just want to ask for their feedback. So you can kind of use your own approach. There's less risk if you want to get a little bit more risky since you're off Amazon, but I kind of still keep it pretty vanilla down the middle on that. So the other thing that we can do is hit done, and then we can actually have them do a, let's add a time delay here. Let's configure the time delay. So I want to say after, let's say 10 days. So after 10 days after they've received this, because they would have received the product, they're probably testing it out. And then we can basically hit save. So we're going to wait 10 days, and then I want to send them another email here after 10 days. Drag that sucker over, can configure the content. Again, you can edit the subject line, and I could just say, how amazing is your golf push cart? Go to text only. And again, this is where you can put whatever messaging you want, right? So we can kind of just say, hey, want to just follow up. If you're really digging the product, it means a ton to us. If you could drop some feedback for us on Amazon, that would be awesome. If there's anything else you need, let us know, and then just leave it at that. You can kind of customize the messaging you want here, but let's just go ahead and save the content. And then boom. So it took us, I don't know, probably 15 minutes to set up the funnel on Typeform. If we were doing it real time and I wasn't talking about it. Took us, 10, 15 minutes to set up this automation, but we've done this once and now we never have to worry about this again. We go ahead and make this live now. And now we've got this automated machine that's not only capturing emails for us, it's capturing customer information, but then it's automatically kind of building this email structure to not only give them what they wanted from the insert, but also in the future, ask for reviews. And then the cool thing about this, I'm just going to go to one that I've actually set up for my Heist YouTube channel. This is the one for the Keyword Dominator video. You get some really cool stats and analytics that you can track over time, so you actually know how many people are entering it, what it's all about. So you can see here we've delivered this to 683 emails. The open rate's been 87% on that email, and then 83% of people have clicked the link. So in the case of your install video, you can see how many emails were sent, how many people opened the email, and then how many people actually clicked on the install video. So you get some really cool analytics. If you want to take it one step further, you can also come in here to connect. And if you want to retarget these customers with ads in the future, so you could either retarget them on Facebook, asking them for a review if you wanted to do that, or you wanted to save their information so you could retarget them for an upcoming launch or a future launch for your brand. What you could do is you could come in here and you could actually connect your Facebook pixel. So anybody that's entered this Typeform landing page, it's going to tag them, and then using Facebook audiences, we can then retarget them and do even more sophisticated strategies. So the final thing you can do if you're so inclined and don't actually want customers coming to this Typeform URL is you can actually embed this into your own website or Shopify site. So if you come up here to the share button again, it's going to pull up a bunch of options, and at the bottom here you can see this embed in a web page. So I'm going to go ahead and click standard, and then I just want to go ahead and get the code, copy the code, and it's copied. Then if I come over here to my actual Shopify page and I go to the online store pages, and then I can go ahead and add a page. And let's say I want this to be Birdie push cart install video. So then if I come here to this little show HTML section here, and then I go ahead and embed that little widget, hit save, page was saved, and then go view page. You can see that it's actually embedded the form here. This is where you have to play a little bit with the dimensions just to make sure that it lines up okay. But again, you can hit Adam here, Could enter my email, hit submit, and then it's got all this stuff here. So play with the sizing, but you can also embed this into your own website as well. So this is some next level stuff. Again, it seems a little bit complicated on the surface, but I guarantee you, I kind of had to figure this out on my own. Hopefully it's a lot easier for you guys to do this. But it really is harnessing what elite level, world-class digital marketers do, and we bring that to our Amazon business. And when you combine those two worlds, the Amazon knowledge and offer and structure of building a brand really well on Amazon, and then you integrate some of these more sophisticated strategies, this is where we become 1% sellers. This is where we set ourselves apart from the competition. This is where we get better reviews, better sales, and ultimately dominate the competition on Amazon.